Hi, it's Mr. Smith, and in this video, I will be giving you a video tour of eCampus, also known as Blackboard, and we'll also look at my math lab, which is actually called MyLab Math these days. So there's three classes that I'm teaching online for 1332. It's this 22011, 22701, and section 32701. So you're in one of those three courses and everything's going to be the same for each. So I'm going to go ahead and go on this one here, but it'll be the same in your course. So first thing you're going to see is an announcement. You should read through the announcement. It'll tell you everything you need to know to get started. And it'll also have some videos that you can watch that I highly recommend, especially to try to help get off to a great start. So let's go ahead and first look at all the eCampus buttons. So one of the things that you'll be told in the announcement is to go to the syllabus button and go to the syllabus, and you can print it out. And I would encourage you to look it over, make sure you understand the things that are in there. And if you have any questions, please ask. I'm also making a video that goes over the syllabus, at least what I would say are the most important things. And so you can look at that as well. Let's see, so we're done with that. Let's go. Now here, if you click on this link, there's two links you can go to where it talks about doing an online course. So if you've never done an online course or you haven't looked through this before, you may want to read, especially getting started with online classes. This is a really nice summary of some things you may want to consider and just some basic information. And so I think it's short and sweet and it's practical. So I would encourage you to look that over. It's totally optional and up to you, but it's good information. And then the other one is this one here. Now this one's actually a lot more, it's got a lot more stuff in it. In fact, getting started, that's the one we looked at earlier. There's 4 other topics here. And so if you want a little more information, this has got it. Just be careful with your time. The most important thing is that you're able to get started on the assignments, and you just need to at least have the basics to do that. But for more information, you can find that here. Just kind of watch your time. Let's go to, now we're going to go to the My Math Lab link, and that's the one where you're going to go the most frequently. But let's check out the other places first. So under Introductions, let's see here. So you can see first of all that this is a place where if you ask me a question and I make a video, I can post it in these areas so it's available to other students. But this is where you can do an introduction to yourself. So here's some questions for you. And I've done an example. It's this one here, Introduction, Example, Intro to 1T. So I would encourage you to go in there and read to find out a little bit about me, and you can see there's a video and some pictures in there, and if you want, you can respond to my introduction. But the thing I hope that you will all do is your own introduction. We already got one in here, and it's just an opportunity for us to get to know you better, um, and for students to get to know one another. So again, most students, you'll click on Create Thread, and you can just do a written introduction. But if you want to have a little more fun with it, share some pictures, put in a video, maybe a video introduction to you. Those are things that you can do. All right, let's go on to teams. So I may be organizing you into teams, and there may be a couple of things that you do with that, but at least for now, that's something I haven't made a final decision on. Email instructor, if you want an easy way to email me, that works. My grades, that's where you can see your eCampus grades, which are going to be the most accurate as we go through the course. Resources, these, there's a library resource, success coaches, career services. So there's some things there that you may be interested in. If you need some help, what else do we have here? Help button. Now this is for help in eCampus if you run into problems in eCampus. We have a tools button. Probably don't need that one. Learning materials. This should be all the materials that you have for the courses that you're taking. Now, I don't know how useful that information is going to be to you, but it'll at least tell you what materials there are for each of your courses. And then the only other one that you should worry about is this one here, tutoring with 1T and office hours. If you click on there, when I do the office hours, I may do it a little bit differently, so you may or may not be using this link. But if we do a one-on-one tutoring session or a small group tutoring session, I can create a session in here, and I can basically show you things. We can basically meet online. All right, so that's everything in eCampus. So let's go into MyLab Math or My Math Lab. The first time you come in here, as soon as you click on any of these links, you're going to have to click on a couple of buttons to basically get yourself registered. It's not really, it's just the things they ask you to do the first time you go in. But once you've done that, you want to run this browser check. What it's doing is checking your computer to see if it can run all the different things that are in My Math Lab. So you can see mine's good to go. It may have you download a few plugins or maybe put in a new program that you need. We'll be going to the assignments link in just a minute. That's where you'll spend most of your time in My Math Lab. Notice there is a grade book for My Math Lab. It's not going to be as accurate as what you're going to see in eCampus because of just the way the settings work. But you can go there. E-text is how you get to the textbook. You can also get to the textbook, and probably the way that you'll do it most of the time is when you're doing a homework assignment. There's a link to the textbook. But if you just want to go to the textbook for whatever reason, you can do that here. It takes just a minute to load. And once you're in, you can click here and it's got a table of contents and you can go wherever you need to go. So if I want to go to chapter 2, you can see the different sections here. And you can click on any of the sections and there's your textbook for that section. All right, so let's see, I think navigating, it takes a little getting used to getting around here. I think we want to, let's click out of here. There we go. Okay, so let's see, MyLab Math Multimedia Library. So you're going to have a lot of resources from My Math Lab throughout the homework and the assignments, particularly the homework. But you can actually find a lot of those resources just by going here, or actually all of them. So if we go to chapter 2, and we'll just do section 2.2, select all, and you can see these are all the help materials that you have for section 2.2. This is your textbook. Test prep videos, that's not really so much for what we're doing. You do have a PowerPoint, and you can look at those notes, and then these are the videos. Now these are the same videos that you're going to see under lecture, and there's going to be a lecture section for each homework assignment. So, but basically these are the same videos that you will see when you're clicking on the help buttons and a video is available. These are those videos. All right, so let's go ahead and get out of here. And let's see, we have integration support. If you click on there, if for some reason you have problems using My Math Lab and eCampus this semester, this is information that you may have to give them. So that's what integration support is for. Hopefully that will not be necessary. If you're concerned about accessibility, you can click on here and you can see what things are here to help you out. All right, so I think we're ready to go into assignments, which again, this is where you'll be going most of the time. So notice the first week you've got transitioning to college and online learning. This is some information that might be useful to you that's part of MyMathLab. It's optional material, but good stuff in there. How to enter answers in MyMathLab, introduction to the TI-30XS Multiview Calculator. I would encourage you to watch that, and it'll give you an idea of the power that this calculator has, and it might it might change your mind about whether or not you buy it. It's definitely worth the 20 bucks. It's a great calculator to have around, especially if you're doing stuff with fractions. The how to answer or enter answers in MyMathLab. For most students these days, you can get into the homework and just do things. And if you're having any, most students do pretty well and they figure things out just because you've been used to using computers. But if you're not comfortable with computers, you may want to go through that. Or if you start having some problems entering answers in MyMathLab, especially with graphing or something like that, then you can always come back to this. It'll be available throughout the semester. All right, so here's the videos for the first section. And actually, let's see, I want to go to, oh goodness, let's go here. So videos, and you can see here are your assignments, here are your due dates, and let's go here. Oops, I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, we would want to go into the video section. Now notice the first video has a 1T in front of it. This is actually a video going over the notes that I usually use when I teach this class face-to-face. So my recommendation is to watch this video, and it should prepare you to do the homework. And then these other videos will be available if you click on the help buttons. So, you know, in the beginning of the course, especially, it's going to be important for you to figure out what's going to work best for you in terms of learning the material so that you're successful on the test. Again, my recommendation, watch my video, go do the homework, and when you click on the help buttons, these are other videos that are available as well. So let's go ahead and go back. You're not graded on the video section, you are graded on the homework. So let's go ahead and go into 4.1. And let's start, or you can just click on question 1. And let's see if we can find a problem. Let's see. Here we go. So what did I do with that calculator here? Let's see. All right, so on this problem here, I'll use this to show you the homework. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 20 here. And down here at the bottom right, you'll see check answer. You click on that. Gives you a little information. It says it's incorrect. I'm not even going to change it. I'm going to try again. And final check, I'll try again. Notice now I have a red X. Now I can click on similar question and I'll get a new problem, and if I get that one right, my red X will go away. Or I can go to the next question. So I'm going to go to the next question, but then I'm going to click here, and you can see I missed question 4. But I can go back to question 4 anytime, and it says similar question, so I'll click there. And I've got 2 to the 5th power, so we'll go ahead and put in the answer, which is 32. Check answer, and now we're good. So if you go back and you look here, you can see we have a green check there. My point is that if you're willing to, anytime you make a mistake, you can always go back either right away or later. And so if you want to get 100% on every assignment, you can. You have as many chances as you need to go back and correct things. What else is available? Well, if you want help solving this problem, you can click on Help Me Solve This. It'll help you solve this problem, and then it'll give you a new problem for your homework assignment, or for this problem. Or if you like this problem and you don't want to change it, you can click on View Example, and it'll give you a similar example, and then you'll do this problem. For other help buttons, you can click here. Notice in this case, you can go to the textbook. It'll be section 4.1. StatCrunch we won't use. Now, usually they'll have videos or other things that might be here, particularly videos, but there isn't one for this problem. You can also click on Ask My Instructor, and it'll send me the problem, and you can write your question. So what I normally do is I'll send back a written response, or I may make a short video, or there's been a few times where I'll have an online tutoring session with a student. So it just kind of depends on circumstances and how difficult the problem is. If I make a video, I'll put that video in eCampus where I showed you earlier where we did the introductions. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything I need to show you here, except there's one more thing. If you click on this button here, and again, if you're concerned about accessibility, you can click on here and there's an option to turn something on here to help you out with accessibility. All right, so I think that's all the important things. If there's anything I missed or if you run into any problems, let me know. And that's all I've got for you. Hope you have a great semester.